too far away.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're in the view.
All right, so we just got done wrapping up episode number 20. This is a little bit different from our normal green room videos, which use Escalia's camera. We have to kind of settle with the iPad for today, so thanks for being patient with us. But yeah, we just got done wrapping up episode number 20 of Limit Break Radio. Really interesting discussion about content gating and then
the sense of wonder.
And the sense of wonder, yes. So now, Kallo, these were two discussions that you sort of had brought up and brought to the table. Did they unfold exactly like?
Yeah, no, I think it went fine. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure how well they would segue into each other, but I mean, I think it was fine.
We're Limit Break Radio. We can make this work.
Yeah.
We're pros.
But no, and actually the gating topic was more yours.
Yeah.
But I thought they both went really well. I thought I had a lot of fun with the sense of wonder one, and one of the reasons for coming up with that topic in particular was usually when we have shows and we have a discussion topic, it's about something very specific. It stays on track with it. We all have very specific opinions about it. And in a lot of times, I think our opinions usually line up. I mean, you know, we still have a discussion in a debate because a lot of these topics are complex. But this particular kind of discussion, and what I was hoping for, which it didn't lend so much to debates, but more storytelling. It wasn't about opinions, but experiences. And I think something like that, you know, not everyone has an opinion on certain topics we do. Not everyone cares about guild work or you know, content gating, right? But everyone has that first MMO experience. Everyone has that sense of wonderment. And I think that this is an episode that's going to speak to a lot more people, and it's going to get them thinking a lot more about, oh, you know, what was my first MMO? What was the first time that I felt that? You know, what are stories that I have like that? And I'm hoping, too, that we'll get a lot of emails, too, sharing those, because I think that's something that can be really fun to read on there.
Absolutely. Juxta, how about you?
Yeah, I feel like it went really well. I mean, I wasn't... I personally have a problem with recalling stories and stuff.
Sure.
In terms of like the sense of wonder or whatever.
This has fallen.
But then like Kallo says something, and
he's like, "Oh yeah!"
comes flooding back. So.
Yep.
But no, like that's why like I kind of took a back seat more in this discussion than opposed to other ones. And I also tried to, I don't know how well it went, but I tried to pose as devil's advocate for the whole dating thing for the reviewer thing, because I mean, I don't know how anyone could say, well, of course you should be able to bypass all the content in 14.
Well, okay, in 14, but like there were people in WoW's development who were like, well, I shouldn't have to level a character.
But that's really
and then Blizzard acquiesced and went, okay, here, have a free max level character.
And that wasn't even the start of it. Recruit a friend, triple XP bonus.
Right.
Not even just from mobs, but from quests as well.
But that's the thing. Like that's like they're 3, 4, 5 expansions in now. I mean, we're gonna have
when did they start handing out max level characters?
That wasn't until
Draenor.
No.
No, they did it with
it was at the end of
Pandaria.
At the end of Pandaria.
I'm pretty sure they gave. I'm pretty sure that they were giving them away in fucking Lich King.
No, that is wrong.
No, it was near the end of.
Unless you're counting Dark Knight starting at level 58.
No, because what it was is if you pre-ordered Warlords of Draenor, which was after Pandaria, then you got your max level character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was after I started playing, but they announced it semi.
Are you sure that that's right? Because I thought it was pre-order Mists of Pandaria.
No, I'm positive. Okay. I played during Pandaria.
Because it was after I quit.
And I would have remembered that. Well,
he's like, I would have got a max level character.
But there is that I'm not even gonna bother calling it a school of thought, but there is that reaction from players, the gimme now.
It's not just that. It also has to do with the way that WoW develops itself, or the way that they focus their content. And for them, the leveling process is just that. It's just a means to an end. They're all about, let's get into the end game as quickly as we can, whereas with Square Enix, because of the story, there is actually content to experience
Yeah.
before you get to endgame. Now, if there's people that just, like Nika said, just clicks through the cutscenes, whatever, I guess you're one of those people that should be playing World of Warcraft, but that is legitimate developed content that you should be viewing and makes it so it doesn't seem like you're just grinding out quests for 90 fucking levels.
So if the sense of wonder wasn't the reason that you played MMOs or started playing MMOs, or that was like your big emotional connection point, what did? Like, what was the thing that really...
You played WoW because of the people you grew up with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the reason why I stick with WoW so much, is because people I knew that I played card games with were all super big into WoW.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
if I wanted to, like, connect with them, like, more...
You raided with your friends.
I did that. And they, like, they would talk about World of Warcraft during like, card games and stuff, and I wouldn't know anything about what they're talking about, so if I wanted to be part of the circle more, then I had to start playing WoW.
He was actually really reluctant to join Final Fantasy XI because compared to WoW, he's like, it looks so bland, everything's the same color.
It is, it's all gray and brown.
Gray and brown. And then obviously, we finally got him to do it because when he was on Limit Break Radio as the intern, he didn't even play FF11 at that point.
Right, really?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, really.
Wow.
We literally actually sold you on the idea. It's like, you don't have to play. We just want you to like
just
be
be
funny
on
and be an intern.
Yeah.
Just be a voice in the dark. We'll try it. And then of course you started playing it. I think you were even playing it sarcastically, like you didn't really care. And then you actually got into it. And now obviously because of us and because it's more like the single player games that you're used to with stories, it's drawn you in because it has, what WoW, I guess, didn't have.
Is that fair?
And the rest, as they say, is history.
I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure the main reason I continued playing 11 was because of you two dicks. Because I feel like if I didn't have you guys playing, I don't think I would have continued playing.
Yeah.
But after I got to that certain point, like the 60-hour, 80,
where you're like, I've already put so much of my life into it. I'm not going to stop now.
I'm already like level 60. If I stop before level 75, I hate myself forever.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, I thought it was a really interesting topic, really good topic.
Very organic topic.
Now I felt like I did a lot of talking there towards the end when we started talking, when we moved from...
With the 1.0 stuff, but I think that's because not only did you find the videos, but I also think that's something that is, more near and dear to your heart, having played 1.0. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie, because the changes did come pretty late, and I was trying to get to 60 really quick. I didn't watch any of those videos, okay? They were still interesting to watch on stream, though, but even had I watched them, I wouldn't have had anything extra to add that I didn't already. So yeah, you did actually have,
Well, I mean, the content of the videos aren't exactly like they're not
the videos themselves.
Yeah,
you have to have context for it, which you then provided to us.
Yeah,
with a lot of words.
Yeah,
a lot of words.
Jeez. Yeah, I tried, like, especially when you were doing the sub-region and things. I know that's when you like us to try and take over, but I just did not have a whole lot, to say about it, unfortunately.
I was hoping Nika would pipe in.
And had she been here in person, that might have been something different.
Yeah, she's not watching the videos with us in the room either. Yeah, there is that.
I thought that thing about the Crucible, Halverberg's Crucible, is actually really interesting.
I think that's the most interesting part of that whole discussion.
There's literally no reason to name that island that.
Yes.
Unless you're going to do something with that.
Exactly. There's got to be some sort of payoff.
Did you come up with that, or did someone else find it? Be honest.
I'm going to be totally honest, okay?
This doesn't sound honest at all.
I'm going to be totally honest. It was me.
I did ask around when we had come up with the idea of, like, FF14 Urban Legends. I had kind of run the idea past Fusion X of Gamer Escape and 8th Right Radio. And I had not unlocked all of the Sea of Clouds map at that point. But I did, again, all of those videos were from the Doppelgamers. So, Valgar's whatever, that was one of the videos. And then Fusion had...
Wait, hold on.
No, just stop. No. So Fusion had informed me that there were several naming conventions that were left over from 1.0, and he had actually initially thought that it was the Airy or Irie, the one that we were talking about towards the end. And then as I'm kind of like going through and comparing stuff, and I'm looking at maps and everything, I had noticed the.
So he had set you on the path.
He did,
but you made the connection with the crucible.
Yes. Yes.
So
or I had or he had told me about it, I had confirmed it, or something like that. So, but all credit to Fusion X, he did point.
Didn't do really anything.
He pointed me in the right direction, and it helped me flesh that out a little bit. But I do think that is one of the most interesting parts of Heaven's Word for me. Is just this one little ancillary island that serves no functional purpose that we can tell, but is rooted in 1.0's lore.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
It's got it. I mean, with their
I really
attention
want
to
to figure
detail.
out how to bug through walls now and go back to those doors. And
Well, that bug no longer exists.
Okay, so it was a bug that he found, not like a program that he used to bug through.
Right. Well, I think it had been explained in the YouTube comments how they did it, and actually you run up against the wall, you literally pull the cord out of your Ethernet port, and then put it in, and because of the packet loss, it'll get you past the invisible wall, and then you can see what exists on the other side.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it was a bug. It was a glitch. It was not a hack or a program that was able to produce that. So
And that doesn't work anymore.
it does not. It has not worked since 1.0.
Darn.
Yeah. They made a better client. Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed that conversation. Drops kind of fell off midway through, but then made an appearance at the end.
Yeah, but at the same time,
His
like,
drops have been better.
Yeah.
And I would prefer a tighter use of them if they're going to be good drops than just literally spewing them out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and
Fair enough.
plus, like I said Eric before, like when we were having the discussion about like Sense of Wonder or whatever, there wasn't like any like really funny parts, like big funny parts.
Yeah.
So a drop wouldn't really be appropriate there unless I had like, like
There's
a
a science
nice
to
drop.
Yeah.
A nice drop, but I don't really have.
I don't
any.
think
No, we
nice
don't
drops
have
exist.
We have mean drops.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we have.
So, yeah.
We're not a nice show.
No, we're really not.
Dick.
So, yeah.
Ass.
Cock.
There you go. All right. So, and then we did get to emails today. We weren't able to get through
Those
all of
emails.
our emails.
Well, fuck one email in particular.
To be fair, you are kind of a pig.
Shut up.
To be fair,
Teabag you.
to be fair, they like Juxta. I mean, come on.
Alright,
Come
I
on.
get you.
Smart.
They like
I
Juxta.
get
They
you,
know-
you're right.
they know what's
No.
up.
You can't,
They're
hold
like
their opinion
yeah,
too
exactly. Right. Yeah.
high. Yeah. It's like if a racist starts like, coming up with criticisms about something, you're like, come on, you're racist. Just
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Callers. We had a couple of really good callers today.
Picked up 2 people that were new,
Yeah.
and then Ryoko had been like trying to call in for 5 episodes.
Yeah, Ryoko's been
So,
trying to, and I felt bad, kind of like I'm sure I truncated his point, and that I'm sure that he had way more to add than he did, but it can get tough. Like here's if you
Especially
call
with how long the show was at that point. already.
exactly. And we try to encourage this, and we'll say it again. If you're calling the show, make sure that you have your main point that you want to talk about ready to go.
Yeah.
Don't
right from the get go.
Yeah, get that out right away because it's kind of arbitrary when we sort of take you out of the mix, and we do that to be able to facilitate a faster discussion. We want to be
keep
able
it flowing.
keep
And
the
a
flow.
show that when you're listening to it sounds more cohesive.
Right, exactly. So every once in a while we give space for it, but one thing that we used to do because callers were not on their own channel and we would have to just leave the channel open all the time is that we would end the call and ask for their shout outs and stuff.
Yeah.
But because we can now take you out of the mix on the mixer, we just kind of move past that.
It's one of the necessary evils of radio.
Right, exactly. It is.
Nothing
Yes,
personal.
it goes along with the production aspect. So if you do have shout outs that you want to give and we don't get to them, we apologize, but that is, we're weighing that against being able to keep a reasonable time for the show. Yeah. So,
and I do have to actually apologize to our second caller because apparently we didn't even get to his point that he actually wanted to make after we had already killed him. I'm like, oh, sorry.
No, that's too
so
bad. I know that. I'm sure
that's Juxta's fault.
Yeah, it was
Juxta's fault. You can blame it on him.
Nope,
under the bus. You are under the bus.
It's your fault. It's everyone's fault.
No,
it's a Scally's fault.
It's a Scally's fault.
He would have saved it.
Well,
so, thanks a lot, Scally.
It's kind of the caller's fault because they didn't get straight to their point.
That's true. And I did say exactly what he was trying to say. I gave him a good lead in, and
we can only take it so far, guys. I mean, we can only get
and when we get right down to it, we are a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, that is true. Keep that in mind. We are dicks.
That too. Yeah, and we're not afraid to be dicks.
Yeah, dicks. So we have dicks. Penis. Cock. Rump cock.
Rump cock. I feel like this has devolved into just saying synonyms for the male genitalia. So
Shaft. Johnson. Wiener. Penis.
Schlong.
The face.
All right, so thank you for checking out our green room video. I want to apologize.
What on, monster?
Want to apologize. Last week's show,
the Hydra.
Last week's green room episode went up a little bit later than normal. In fact, it actually went up just before the show went live today. And YouTube, for whatever reason, the file wouldn't upload to YouTube for a couple of days, and then it did. So we hope that you watched it and enjoyed it. It was nearly an hour long.
The green room?
The green room.
Well, we were doing both.
We also talked about the Final Encounter cast.
Yeah. We did. And just
health insurance.
And health insurance.
Which should be an own topic by itself.
But to kind of follow up on Final Encounter cast, I saw some people in the chat asking if that show is going to be monthly. As of right now, yes, it is going to be monthly, but we're considering at the moment a way that we can do a shorter, topical show that's maybe just the news headlines, the 5 or 6 news headlines that we would have read from the week if it had been a weekly show, and then just calling that good
Final Encounter newscast.
Something. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, kind of like how when we wanted to do weekly FF shows, we're like hour and a half, 2.5 hour, 3 hour show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Though.
We'll see.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we have conceptualized a segment that is basically the headlines. We read headlines on the Final Encounter cast before we started into our discussion topic.
Like old timey news shows. See, we'll talk like this. Yeah.
It would basically be just the headlines portion, and we could do it very quickly after Limit Break Radio, and still be able to provide content for Final Encounter cast. We're going to look at starting that maybe next week, but we don't know. It's still all sort of very tentative. But if that sounds like something that you would want, make sure that you leave a comment on either YouTube or Patreon, and let us know that that's something that you would want.
Let us know, because if you don't let us know, then we don't know.
Yeah. So it's
you
just
don't know what you don't know.
It's just an idea until someone says, "I really want this to happen," and then we're like, "Oh fuck, I guess we gotta make it happen."
We should do it at the start, before we do LBR. It's by the way, blah 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 blah. And then get into the episode. And then it's gives people ready to get primed.
No, because people come for the start of the episode. We're saying when we're going to start.
We should start 15 minutes early.
Yeah,
that's not good.
That means that you guys would have to get here on time, and I don't see
Yeah, Kallo.
Yeah.
Instead of
sure we blame that. First of all, I was up before my alarm came off.
Yeah, because we woke you up.
Yeah, you didn't wake me up. I heard you in the shower when she came and was like, "Hey, you start getting up." I'm like, "I know." Waiting for you guys to shower, and then I will be ready. And again, the reason we were late, I thought that we were blaming this on Alex and Ashkey. Because they came over to visit at midnight.
Well...
And we're like, "I'm going to bed." We're like, "Really? You really going to bed?" It's like, it's midnight!
We're old people. We're old
We got
farts.
shit to do tomorrow.
We got shit to do.
We're old farts, brah.
Alright, so that's going to take care of our Green Room episode for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in for the live episode, for listening on the podcast, and for checking out the Green Room episode. If you do all 3, you are the super fan. So thank you so much. And of course, thank you for your continued support on Patreon. quick update about the dog tags. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to be imprinted like military dog tags would be. I took it around to a couple of different places that said because of the printing on it, it would fuck up their stamping plates. So they refused to do it. And so now that we have that answered, we can move that forward and start sending those out. They will still be numbered, and you will have an official limit break rate, an LB Army rank number on.
How are we numbering them then?
We're gonna start at.
I mean, like, we're just gonna what are we gonna number them with?
Oh, like a
Just
Sharpie?
Just a Sharpie.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Paint.
Figure something.
Blood.
Oh,
Blood?
God.
Make it-
Semen. Blood and semen?
Can you paint with that?
You can paint with anything.
We can at least put the pigments into actual paint, and then the essence is there.
Anyway, we are going to figure out a way to number them to get them to you. You will have an official LB Army number, and you can look for those coming out, being sent out in the next week or so. And I also got confirmation that keychains are on their way. They're printed, they're on their way, and I should have them soon. So by the next Green Room video, I will be showing you a preview of what you can expect with your LB Army keychains.
Any update on the art from Max V?
You're not allowed to ask that.
No.
Any update on the art from XV?
You are allowed to ask that. No update, but rest assured, the Makote version of Juxta will be on it. So
Good. My legacy. That's the Makote juxtaposition. Remember, the lore around juxtaposition is that he is like Zoro. Juxtaposition is my ideal.
He's a title.
It's a title.
He's a title.
Okay.
Like
So keep in mind, like my retainer, I hired my 7th retainer the other day, and that is a Makote named Makote Position, and he looks exactly like Juxta because he is retired. He has hung up his mantle and given it to.
I'm gonna commission Tam2 for his next birthday to make another picture, and it's just gonna be like Taru Juxta, then Juxta Grande, and then Makote Juxta, and then Aura Juxta, and then he'll be going through a door, and he'll just morph into like some shapeless, like amorphous thing. And the real lore behind Juxta is he's not actually a thing.
I forgot about Juxta Grande. Yeah, you were a red Hellsguard rogue when 1.0 launched. Yeah. Whatever happened to that?
They're gross. Rogan are gross, man.
Juxta Grande.
Juxta Grande. Or was it? I think it was.
Yeah, you're like the town bike when it comes to FF14 races.
Everyone's had a ride.
Everyone gets a turn. All right, that's it for the Green Room video. Thank you guys so much for your support at Patreon. We hope that you continue the support or step it up a notch. If you think what we're doing is better than ever, then maybe consider upping your support from, if you're at $1, maybe to $5. If you're at $5, maybe to $10. Do that for a couple of months. Bump it back down. Do whatever you want, man. It all goes to help Limit Break Radio, and it goes to support Final Fantasy XIV podcasting, and now video game podcasting that you enjoy. So that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time. Later.